All right, all right. All right, so here we go. All right, YouTube, what is going on? It is Craig Harris, the black man. I am now in the green chair. I've gotten up off the white couch from playing Elite Dangerous. So what is going on? Thanks everybody that kind of tuned in and watched that gaming broadcast. It was fun. Hopefully people learned anything. I'm gonna get back on there probably in about another three to 4 hours. I'm gonna watch the King Kong movie. So but let me know if anybody has any questions. I will get back on there later on, and I will play for probably about another hour on it. Stream it for an hour. But what's the deal? Hopefully everybody's having a good. Is it Tuesday? Tuesday or Wednesday? Hell, I can't remember. All right, it's Tuesday. All right. So what's happening this Tuesday? I'll be watching The Flash tonight, getting caught back up on that. After Comic-Con, I'm now officially re-excited about that TV show. I got unexcited last year. It was just getting stupid. So, but all right, I'm going to jump back into that later on. But I'm doing this one just to say, this is going to be a quick one. I've got the Xbox games with gold list came out, and PS4 firmware, and then I'm gonna do a commentary on the Xbox X and why people are asking what they're going to do about the marketing, how they're going to market it, things like that. Because I did talk to a friend of mine that works at Best Buy about how anybody with 4K or however you want to put it, how that's marketed and versus every other visual medium and stuff like that. So it's not what a lot of people think. It's just going to be tough to do. But let me start with the saying hello to everybody on the East Coast and West Coast. Everybody, good grief, in Australia, Scandinavia, Germany, England. I think we picked up a few people from France to come on into the podcast. So what's happening? All the new comic book subscribers. We're close to like 260 subs, 250 subs. So or 255, something like that. So shout out to all those people from the comic book world that have discovered the podcast and they'll tell other people, and hopefully they get bigger and bigger. And we'll start bringing some of these guys and gals on because a lot of young ladies read comic books as well. So shout out to all you guys, everybody in over in Thailand and good grief, Greece. I mean, yeah, I just found this out this morning. So shout out to everybody out there. But let me go ahead and get started here. I'll start with the games with gold, which looks like it's going to be Bayonetta. I think I left the link here in the description. Let me go check it out here. Yeah. There we go. Let's go to this description here, and then we will just pull this up here, and let me see if I learn how to screen share yet. So we'll go to screen share, and let's see what happens here. Well, is anything happening? I don't think anything's happening. Screen share again. Well, that's the same thing that keeps coming up. Well, never mind then. Let's go to the application window. All right, here we go. So, okay, let's see here. Let me ask you all, can you all see that screen? Let's see here. Present to everybody. So let me now go and try to find the podcast through my other window. So just give me a second here, guys. Give me a second. There's people be wondering what I'm doing on my day off. Well, I'm trying to learn how to do new stuff to put on the podcast here. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, here's something funny. Here in Lexington, Kentucky, a fire truck caught on fire. I mean, when does that ever happen? It can only happen here. A fire truck, I say again, a fire truck on, I mean, I do. I don't know how we got out of the Stone Age. So, So I don't get it. I don't know how we got out of the Stone Age. So actually, let me see if I can go back like this. And trying to come back to the podcast. So let me go here. And shout out to, there's like 10 of you all watching. So shout out to all you all watching. So this thing working here. And then I'll make a warped attempt to stop doing it. I need to see if you all can see the screen is what I'm trying to do. 10, I would be a lot better at this if this was Windows 7. So, but very quickly, let me get back to try to talk here. Let me go to the application window again. No, that's not what I want. Oh, well. Oh, well. As you can see, it did not work. Damn it. Damn it. So, doing it the old-fashioned way. So let me try it one more time, guys. I'm going to try one more time. And if I can't get it to work, just bear with me here. So there's that. Application window. Share. Now, hopefully everybody is seeing this screen. If not, I'll just go ahead and read the screen. So hopefully you should be able to see the screen. But basically, the Games with Go thing, it is, well, hell, just let me stop sharing. It's ridiculous. But anyway, it's Bayonetta. It is, okay, so what we got a couple days ago that was leaked was not true, and that's fine. It's not like nobody lied or anything like that. But so I'm just gonna do it this way, hellfire. Yeah, that is, so here are the games that are confirmed for Xbox One. It says first up is something called Slime Rancher. If I'm saying that right, Slime Rancher is first on the Xbox One. That's available starting August 1st through the 31st. And see, August 16th to September 16th, Trials Fusion, which I do recommend everybody play. It's a fun game. And, you know, because you can set up all kind of things, try to get over tracks and things like that. That comes out on Xbox 360. I'm sorry, that'll be the next one. That is on Xbox One as well. That is August 16th through September 15th. And this is Games with Gold. And then on the Xbox 360, you got Red Faction Armageddon, which, you know, was probably my least favorite of those Red Faction games. But nevertheless, it's part of Games with Gold. I'm not dissing it. You get it. And then Bayonetta on the 360. Now, personally, I think now all these are backwards compatible, so you can play this, you know, however you want to play it. But nevertheless, those are 4 games that you are getting for free. And let's give Microsoft some love, because that's cool. I mean, I like the gaming giveaway. Yes, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say that, well, they're only giving games away because Sony did it first. And that's true, because Sony was having a lot of marketing issues last generation. They had to do something. And so they started giving people games for free. Now, I didn't really game online, but it is what it is. So hopefully people take advantage of it. So, but that's Games with Go. That is coming from, like I said, that's coming from 24/7 Games. And so shout out to everybody that's going to take advantage of that. And hopefully more people do. Again, I recommend Trials Fusion, you know, so, you know, it is what it is. You saw the screen. All right, well, good grief. I mean, I have no idea how that works. I just know with Windows 10, everything's a lot more difficult to share. So, but I'm glad that you all saw the screen. So you all didn't think I was lying. So, but our friends over at comicbook.com, they reported some of the same stuff. But coming from them is Sony's big firmware update apparently has the potential to be one of the largest yet, according to them. And they don't know what it's going to have in it per se, but it could have your ID change if you want to do that. If you want to, if you want to do the ID change thing, which I don't care to do, I have no idea what my ID is anyway. But it may do some game swapping, maybe PS1 compatibility. But it's apparently going to be bigger than the one that they use to let you space. So let's see if we can pull that up. Let me share the screen. So hopefully you all can see the screen, but this is coming from comicbook.com. Of course, it says Sony very well. Sony's latest firmware update for PlayStation 4 could be biggest one yet. And I'll scroll down over here if it lets me, and it's not letting me for some reason. Oh, wait a minute. It's starting to. Now, wait just a damn minute here. Did we discover something new here? What the hell? I'm just waiting for that thing to stop circling. But nevertheless, all right, here we go. It did go a little bit more. So I'm trying to get it down to where that screen was. Man, this is a pain in the ass. So now you see another reason why I want another computer. But all right, so here we go. PS1 classics compatibility possibly. This is stuff this doesn't mean, they say take it with a grain of salt here. So these are some of the most requested things. Remember, they said send us your most requested things, we'll try to do it. So here's that list. So a wish list enabled in the PlayStation Store. That'd actually be pretty cool, I think. Increase the maximum numbers of players in a PSN online party. I thought it was already enough, but that's one of the big requests. Of course, being able to change your PSN ID, the ability to take game demos and trials from your library by hiding them. So I don't know what that even means, but it's part of the article. This is so people know. It's from comicbook.com. Hopefully you all can see that screen, as I'm going to make another warped attempt to come back. Now it should say I should be able to stop sharing, but I know this is trial and error. Trial and error. What the hell is he doing? So, but it's just trial and error, folks. So, but nevertheless, I'll go ahead and start moving on as I close that out, because it's not letting me do anything at this point. It's froze, damn it. So, all right, there's that. So let me cancel that. And then back over to, I am literally trying to learn on the fly. So, but nevertheless, I don't know if you all can, I'll keep talking, hellfire. I have to figure all that shit out later on. But nevertheless, I'm just trying to exit out now. So I exited out of that. All right, so here we go. Here we go. All right, so let me get to the crux of what I wanted to talk about, which is now it says the page is unresponsive. So let's see here. So I don't know what that meant, but it did say my page was now unresponsive. So, but anyway, let me get to why I really wanted to do. I want to do a quick commentary on Xbox and Xbox marketing and why they may be having a lot of issues. It's not what people think. This device is roughly a little over 100 days out. Okay, it's a little over 100 days out, maybe like 102 days or something like that. So it keeps on telling me that it's giving me these kill commands up here on my screen. But anyway, I'll keep talking. So but now it's going back to what the hell just happened. So all right, hold on. Hold on. Let me try to come on back to the screen here. I am literally trying to come back to the screen. Literally, this is ridiculous. So I know what y'all were thinking. What the hell is he doing? I'm telling you right now, I have no idea what I'm doing. So I'm just learning on the fly. So, but anyway, let me talk about Microsoft's one issue that they're going to have is the same thing that a lot of people have, and that is that what they really need to market with the Xbox One X is the graphics and things like that. Well, it's hard to market that to people because they don't really know what you're talking about unless they can see it. So let's just say you walk into, I don't know, a store. Just pick your store ABC, whatever you want to call it. You walk in, and let's just say you're in the market for another gaming system. Yeah, shout out to Call of Duty. Yeah, Persona 5 they're having a sale. I don't think it starts. Is it now? I didn't think it started until next month, but it may be now for all we know. So, but just shout out to Kratos. I saw you in here, bro. So, but just so you know, Persona 5 is on sale, and it's like $40 something, I think. So, so shout out to all the people that are going to buy Persona 5. But for Plus members, oh God, I gotta get Plus again. All right, well, I'll probably end up getting Plus here. But let me get back to what I'm saying. So, and one of the problems that they may have is trying to market it because, and what's hard about it is because you have to see it. It's like me trying to tell you what HDR on a TV screen looks like. Well, until I can tell you everything, but until you physically go in and see it, you don't know what the differences are. Just imagine trying to describe what something looks like to a blind person. They've never seen color. You can say, oh, well, it's, you're trying to describe a TV. You can say, well, it's rectangle. They'll know the shape. They'll be able to feel the TV. They'll get a sense on how big it is and the depth and the width and all that stuff, length, but they will never know what the TV screen looks like. You can tell them all kind of things, but if they've never seen color, you can't. How do you describe that to somebody? So they're stuck literally with, well, 4K textures, 4K HDR recording, and I forgot, and Dolby Atmos. Okay, now sound, you can go in and say, here's what Dolby Atmos is going to sound at whatever, 5. You turn up your amp, you turn it to 5. And you can get a sound, you can get a sense of sound what something will be like in Dolby Atmos. When you're surrounded, you get speakers on the front, back, beside you. That's what Atmos does. I mean, it's sound coming from almost every point that you can look at 360 degrees. That's if you get the system. But, let's just say you go balls to the wall. You get the Xbox X, you have Dolby Atmos. You got the KS, whatever, 8,000. Samsung TV with HDR and backlit. You're balls to the wall with the system. You plug in Assassin's Creed Origins. That's the game you buy, and say you buy it November 9th. Okay, well, your version of Assassin's Creed Origin, according to Ubisoft, is going to be the same build. Now, your screen may look a little bit different or better depending on the tech you're using to push it. If you're pushing it with one of these, Samsung 8000s, and you got that versus, I don't know, an Emerson 4K TV or a Hisense 4K TV, you're going to get a better looking picture. So, it's just that. So they're going to have marketing issues, not because it's dog shit or it's a bad console, or that, it's people don't want it. It's nothing like that. It's just the first thing people are going to walk in and see is, and when they have to ultimately choose, when they have to ultimately choose which one they're going to do, a lot of people that are walking in may choose $399 because it's going to play games. It's going to play Blu-ray, albeit not UHD. I totally get that. If you're into that physical medium, then yeah, I get why you would go ahead and get this would be one of the reasons why you buy it. But if you have an Xbox One S, that cancels that out. Okay. Now, one of the big advantages I think the Xbox X has is the sound, especially over the Xbox One S. I think the Xbox One S, we're still at 5.1. And I think this is going to do, you know, like I said, it's going to do Dolby Atmos. That's been confirmed. So that's a big step. I mean, that is what they've done is they've combined some next gen stuff in with some current gen stuff. But you got Xbox guys saying they still aren't convinced to buy one on launch. I know, shout out to Kratos. He's going to buy one. He won't be at the midnight launch. He'll be there the next day or something like that, because I got a feeling there's going to be plenty available. But nevertheless, I think that's part of what's going on here is you got people who are getting to a point where they're 100 days out. When are they going to start seeing commercials and things like that? Well, what exactly do they show? Okay, everything they show is going to be in 4K. And even if you have a 1080p TV, you're not going to really be able to see the difference. And, you know, the only way I can go to Best Buy, you know, again, right now and be like, hey, look, what TVs do you have here that have HDR and things like that? And that, because I'm physically looking at it, I can see, oh yeah, this looks different. This looks better. This looks worse. This sounds better, stuff like that. But until I have something tangible in front of me, I don't know. And it doesn't, yes, the hardcore, they will get online and type, you know, and pull up, hey, Dolby Atmos does this. It's going to do this, this, and this. But when you talk to just people who are casual TV watchers, that doesn't translate to those people. So if you're in marketing at Microsoft, how exactly do you go about marketing your brand new product? You know, you have to show games. Okay, so if you're going to show games, we're coming back to what's been the issue with the system, and that is that they are really reliant on third-party games. So that's why there's such a down right now. There, a lot of them are down because they really wanted Destiny to be, you know, to be better, you know, than it is, I guess. I mean, I haven't played Destiny, but they wanted it to be better than it is. They thought it would be 4K native 60. And when those guys came out and said, well, we're not even concentrating on that right now because we got to get the game ready for the PC and the PlayStation, they threw a conniption talking about we're going to boycott the game, don't buy the game, things like that. You move to the other game, 4 Mission Assassin's Creed. Well, we're watching this game at you know, at E3, first time we're seeing it. The game looks really good. It's running on the Xbox. It's running on a variant of the Xbox X, I believe, or something like that. And then they turn around and they say, well, the Pro build and the Xbox build is going to be the same build. And the game comes out, I think Assassin's Creed does come out like in late October. I know it comes out before, what up, Andrew? I know it comes out before the Xbox X hits. So if I'm going to get the same build, and then why am I buying it on the Xbox? You see what I'm saying? Now you're going to get more content on Xbox. The content should release first, and it may be outfits, it may be armament. You know, it could be a DLC pack that releases first on Xbox. That's a legit. So if you're a big Assassin's Creed fan, since that's where the content's going to be, that's where you're going to want to buy it. But are you going to buy it, you know, day and day? You know, because you can't, because you're going to buy the game and just look at it. You can't put it in your Xbox One S. You know, I don't think you can. Well, I guess you can. I take that back. You can play it in your Xbox One S, and then that's what I think a lot of people are going to end up doing. This is just my opinion. And I didn't even think about that. So even Xbox One S, and let's just say you're going to trade it in on the Xbox X, you can still play the same game. You're just going to be playing it, you know, and it'll upscale to 4K. That is actually something that I think Microsoft is going to have to push. Hey, look, we got it. They can say we understand that that you all want the game on the Xbox X, but these games are going to be coming out before that hits. So, you know, just play it on your Xbox One, and then just, you know, understand that you're going to get, you know, this is going to be the difference. You know, here it is on the S running. Here's a voice running on a 4K TV. You know, upscale and all that kind of stuff. So TV is going to upscale the game anyway. So they can say, here it is on this, here's what it sounds like. And then they'll say, here it is on the Xbox X, same game running. They can run the exact same sequence, and you should be able to see a visual difference between that and the Xbox S. And that's good. I mean, but that's what they're going to have to do, because that's a tangible way for people to not only verify it, but they can say, oh, well, yeah, there is a difference in the Xbox One S and the Xbox One X. And that's who they have to compete against. Everybody's worried about what Sony's doing. Look, according to the market experts, the stuff that came out, you've only sold 23 to 26 million consoles. Who gives a damn what Sony's doing? Honestly, you got to ask yourself that. Sony has sold whatever 60 million plus. So the price of the Xbox X right now is $500. But look, if you've got an Xbox One S, you're going to get some type of trade-in. And let's just say GameStop says, you bring in your Xbox One S, whatever, 1 terabyte. I'm just putting that number out there. 1 terabyte traded in on the new Xbox. They'll give you 119 towards the Xbox X. So that brings that price down to let's see here. You'll be at, let's see, 500 here in Kentucky. I can say that thing is going to, I'll just base it on my sales tax here. So that the Xbox One X is going to cost $518 here in Kentucky. Let's just call it it's like $518.48. So let's just call it $519. Well, let's just call it $519. So, you're going to take off $119. So you're getting it at $400. So you're still getting it with a trade-in at roughly $400. And that's kind of where they're going to have to be with it. They're going to have to give the consumer who has an Xbox One S at least $120. And they may go higher. So that's what I've been hearing, is that it's going to be at minimum 119. And it could be 104, and it'll go up a little bit. Now, let's just say you got the 500 gig model. You may only get, $80 for that. And then if you got the because I think there's a 2 terabyte Xbox One S that came out. If you got that one, they may give you $150 for it. So with that said, if you're in the market for an Xbox, and you just say you have a Nintendo or something like that, and you want an Xbox, you walk into the store, you can get an Xbox One S for probably like $140 at that point. I mean, that's actually, if you are a consumer, that's actually good. It's good for the consumer. So, but that's the way they're going to have to look for that kind of marketing, because what are they going to say? They can't come out and definitively say all their games are going to look and run better, because that's not been proven yet. But to me, yeah, you got to show and understand the games that you see on TV, on commercials, they'll be in 4K. So if you don't have a 4K TV, well, I mean, you don't have, they can't, there's no 4K signal. You're going to have to go home, watch the Xbox X commercial on YouTube on a 4K screen. That's a pain in the ass. I mean, unless there may be some phones on market that you guys got that have 4K for YouTube, but that's already another pain in the ass. In order for me to see a commercial, I got to go home, regular TV, whatever, ABC, Fox, something like that. And shout out to Porter Rock, because he made a good point. Every time you see like The Flash and whatever, not Justice League, but the stuff on CW, Supergirl, The Flash, Arrow, all those commercials are always PlayStation commercials all the time. I mean, best place to play, stuff like that, So, they're not saying the most powerful console. They're saying the best place to play. Now, why is Sony doing that? What's the subliminal message? The message is that we got more content on the same games. So they're going to push content. Now, if you listen to the comic book folk, like the ones that are going to buy, say, Star Wars Battlefront 2, the Star Wars fans and stuff like that, they want the content. They don't care about what graphically there's going to be more of a prowess on the other system. And this is something that these cats, and it's not the entire Xbox community. I certainly hope you all don't hear certain podcasts say, well, they speak for the entire Xbox community. I mean, they don't. Okay, if you have an Xbox, you can get on and speak for the Xbox community. So, yeah. Yeah, Call of Duty's right. Yakuza 0 is on sale as well. So I think another problem that the Xbox has is I hope they change that release date. That is that, to me, the game should have came out in early, it should have came out mid-October. That way it gets ahead of games like Assassin's Creed, and it'll be week 6 of NFL maybe. You get your Madden fix on it. It's silly to go ahead and I understand what they're trying to do. It's just, since it's a visual medium that they're trying to push, the only way we as consumers can see a quote unquote difference is we're gonna have to go see it in its entirety. It's like a movie. It was that movie, The Matrix. I can tell you what The Matrix is, but hey, you have to see it. Remember they were saying something like that? It's just, you have to see it to understand it. So, so just this is part of the marketing issues that they're going to run into. And it's not a hit piece or me talking down on Xbox. It's just a reality of their situation look, Sony ran into the same thing when they had that presser in New York about the Pro, which put everybody to sleep. How do you describe higher fidelity visuals? You can say, oh, the developers can do this and they can do that. The most important thing they did was they showed like Mass Effect running on the Pro, then they showed the Call of Duty thing running on the Pro. So that was important because it gave us a visual medium, and we could go back and watch the press conference again in 4K. And look, the Call of Duty looks really good. Looks really good. Call it the Infinite Warfare looks good. Okay. The Mass Effect, the game itself wasn't that good, but the visuals were stunning. They did look good. So they did a good job on that aspect of it. But yeah, overall the game was garbage. So so it's it is what it is. So when you're trying to push a visual medium, that's hard to do. It just doesn't. Sony couldn't do it, and they're like, well, the Pro's not selling very well. And it's because, look, if you walk into a GameStop, they don't have the Pro hooked up. They don't have the Pro hooked up at GameStop because Microsoft is paying them not to show the Pro on a L. They don't have a 4K TV. At least the GameStops in Lexington, there are no 4K TVs. All right, but I take that back. Yeah, there are no 4K TVs. So GameStop's not going to go out and invest in a 4K TV so you can see the Pro. Now, maybe when the Xbox comes in, they can show the games running side by side. So, but it's unfortunate that this is where we are. They do not seem to understand this. So, but we're 100 days out, and we should start seeing the push. We should start seeing a push of their median, here in August. Because Madden comes out, and the Madden that you see running, because that'll be on Xbox, that should be on the Xbox X. That should be one of the first games we see running. So, and they've got to do something at Gamescom to calm all these people's fears down with Crackdown. Because again, I have an Xbox One S, and I am not gonna buy Crackdown. I can't do it. That game looked like garbage. I said it last night, and it may be fun to play. The whole city may explode. The city may explode 1,000 times, but that's terrible looking, so. Yeah, Xbox did miss out on Neo. So, again, they probably wouldn't have bought it, but they should have like I've heard other guys say, the fact that they're just giving up that entire median, to Sony and to Nintendo at this point, now it's sad. It's really sad. But those are the marketing issues that they face. It's because they're trying to present a visual medium to people, and the people are not going to be able to tell any difference until they go see it on their own. Okay, it's the equivalent of, boy, this is the best tasting pork chop ever. Well, I can tell you that, but you're going to be like, I didn't taste it, so how do I know? So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. So, if you're in marketing, how do you say? You can say to people, it's got 4K textures. Well, all they're going to see is $4.99. That's what people really got to understand, is that it's no different than if I need a new vacuum cleaner, okay? I need a new vacuum cleaner for my place. If we go to the store and the Hoover is $79.99, okay, I'm just putting that out there, and the Dirt Devil is $49.99, and now the Hoover may do a little bit more than the Dirt Devil. It may do more, okay? It may pick up things, it'll get deeper down and stuff like that. I mean, whatever, okay? But in reality, unless you are dead set on buying a Hoover, what are you going to buy? What do you think we will buy as a couple? We're going to buy the Dirt Devil, or whatever that thing is called, Dust Devil, Dirt Devil. So what's up, everybody? So just think about that. So if you are somebody who's in the market for whatever console, okay, and you walk into the store, or ABC store, and you say, oh, the Pro is $399 and the Xbox X is $499. What do you think? Because that's the first visual median that we see when we walk into the store. It's price. Do you think? Why do you think you go to a Target, a Walmart? All those prices are right there for you to see. Like, oh, these T-shirts are whatever, $3.99 today. Buy 5 for $3.99 if you buy 5. That's why it's hanging up, because they know that's what's going to bring you in. And if you're at $4.99, it's unfortunate. So they have to just demonstrate a way to show a visual median and say, well, because when you listen to the fanboys, I see you all talking about that, you clearly hear them say, well, the developers are going to take advantage of it and stuff like that. And there's nothing that indicates that's what's going to happen. Yes, one does play 4K Blu-rays. You're right about that. Yeah. Yeah. So if you're into that physical median, then yeah, but guess what? The Xbox One S plays Blu-rays as well. So, I understand that. Yes, but again, Slug 3R, I understand it. You don't have to have a 4K TV. You're right. But Microsoft has to demonstrate that median visually, and unfortunately, people have to see that. Then you can say that all again. I can say I got the best tasting pork chops in the world, but if you all don't taste them, you be like, yeah, right. I understand that. So I'm not here to argue. I mean, yeah, I'm not arguing that. Okay, but how do you go ahead and show that physically? The only way you can do that is with a physical demonstration. That's my point. Okay, so there's going to have to be at some point a physical demonstration from the Xbox One S to the Xbox One X. Okay, they're going to have to show whether it be Forza running or the whatever. They're going to have to show, and if they need to show Forza running 1080p with downsampling on the Xbox X, and they can run the S next to it, that's fine too. But my point is that that's a visual median that who's going to set all that shit up? You think unless Microsoft puts a rep in every single store, whether that be Target and Sam's, Walmart, GameStop, whatever, Best Buy, if they're going to do something like that, that's fine. But that's if they don't, how else do they get that visual median out to everybody? So, that's part of the issue that they're running into right now. It's not that they can't do it. It's logistically, how are they going to do that? And then, the first thing people are going to see is $499, and they may have the Xbox One S for $199. It plays 4K Blu-rays. Okay, it upscales things to 4K. Now it doesn't do the downsampling if you have a 1080p, or it might, I don't know. So you have to wait and see. That could be a firmware update for the Xbox. So we have to wait and see. They're extremists. Well, I just think they don't really understand how bad it is. I mean, if they've only sold 26 million consoles, then they're That is not good. And I don't care what it's about. That's not good when you sold double that with your Xbox 360. That's not without, and I'm not talking about Red Ring of Death numbers. They sold about 54 million without Red Ring of Death. So, it is what it is. So, yeah, Xbox One is tailored to the hardcore. Well, I don't disagree with that, but ultimately the average gamer is where they want to go. They may tell you, all right, I understand that's what they're saying, but come on. I mean, they want everybody who's in the Xbox ecosystem to buy this console. So it's unrealistic, but they want a higher adoption rate. That's what they want. Okay. They want to sell 17 million in what? 20, they want 21 million in 4 years. So you do the math. So, so that's a number from them. So that's somebody just tweeted me. Oh, yeah, I would not call the Xbox gamers hardcore. I agree. So, but nevertheless, I understand what you're saying. But this is still going to be hard to market without people getting hands-on and then seeing the displays. So, But shout out to Zaire. He just tweeted me. Shout out to Zaire. Go check out his channel. His podcast yesterday. This is what they were talking about. Okay, and they have legitimate concerns on how it's going to be marketed. Okay, not when, but how. There's a difference. Of course, they're going to get FCC approval and they'll get something out there. But yeah, it's bad, man. It's going to be tough. It just is. It's just tough. So. No, the Xbox One S, Spartan, it does. I don't know. It doesn't have to upscale because it plays native 4K Blu-rays. I have an Xbox One S, and we've got like I said, we got Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I got King Kong, and we got what else do we have over there? Oh, we got all the Star Treks in 4K. So I mean, that's a reality of the situation. So the PlayStation, Sony has a Blu-ray player that is 4K that's out separately on market. So it is what it is. So yeah, I mean, again, nobody's doubting the power. So I mean, people got to get over the fact that it's the power. So 1080p with 4K textures is their claim. Yeah, I agree. That's again, Spartan, you're right. The problem is not that the console can't do it, is that they are dependent on third-party developers to do this for them because they do not have a whole lot of first-party games. They just don't. Okay, now that doesn't mean, like in the first-party games they do have, whether it be Gears of War or Ori and the Blind Forest, or people who made Ori and the Forza series, both those Forza games, those are first-party games. The guys that did Crackdown. So those games should be 4K and do all the stuff that they said it was going to be able to do. That's not the issue. The issue is they aren't counting on that because even with those games I just named, they only sold 26 million consoles. Now they sold 26 million more something that I've ever made. So shout out to them for doing that. But unfortunately, again, in marketing, if you can't see, taste, touch, those are your three primary things that do marketing with. You see the price, you can taste what the food is. Like that's why they had a little sample boost. Taste it before you buy it, and ultimately what it feels like. So if you're gonna have a baseball bat, you can go to the store and try on baseball gloves. You can pick up the baseball bat. You can toss the football around, dribble the basketball. You're not going to be able to do this. The only thing you're going to be able to do with the Xbox X is visually take in the medium that they're talking about. And everybody, and you still understand this piggybacking off you need a 4K TV with HDR to see it in its glory. I'm talking about to see it in its glory, okay? So that's not me saying that it won't downsample and things like that, but I think you guys are really, really overhyping that. And shout out to J-Dub. If the downsampling was so good, if it was so pristine and it was so great, why haven't we seen any games running like that? ask yourselves that. This is not a Craig bashing Xbox. You all take a step back and ask yourself, hey, if the downsampling to 1080 on 1080p is so good, why haven't we seen anything yet? I mean, even at E3, they could have showed some games like that. But they didn't. There's a reason why. You need to, you got the, you do the math. So you do the math on that. So, well, it's not a matter of them being reasoned with, and I get it's tailored to the hardcore fans. That's fine. They still haven't shown anything like that. And if you're into marketing, you're gonna have to, because more people have 1080p TVs, whether it's 60 hertz or 120 hertz, 240 hertz, than 4K TVs. And so the next excuse is, oh, well, 4K TVs are cheaper now. People are going to go out and buy one. No, not necessarily. That doesn't. Okay, so even though you're probably right, you should not assume people are going to just go in and start buying 4K TVs. Now, I mean, there's going to be some sales on 4K TVs starting next month. Why? Because football season starts and kids go back to school. So they're going to have, you'll see them, the college sales and stuff like that. So you're right. There's going to be more sales. That doesn't mean they're going to move more merchandise, but there will be more sales. You're right about that. So the Xbox want to win so bad they're funny. Yeah, I mean they've lost. So you think the Xbox One will be a Dreamcast of this generation? All right, I see. I don't think it will be. I think it will move more when they when the price comes down. That's just the bottom line. When that price comes down, it will move more. So somebody baked crow will be served November 7th. Ugh. Well, if it's baked, at least it won't be fattening. So, what's up, Bear Hugger? Shout out to Bear Hugger. So, yeah. So Bear Hugger is the G. He's the homie. So, yeah. No Man's Sky 29. Nothing wrong with No Man's Sky. It's not bad. So yeah. You're right. The Xbox doesn't have any games like Horizon. Yeah, you're right. They don't. So a mind-blowing IP. Forza looks mind-blowing. I mean, we can't deny Forza Motorsports. I mean, that game looked phenomenal. This is and the Hot Wheels thing on Forza. But again, that's Forza. So it is what it is. So we're still optimizing for Xbox One. Yeah, you still need to optimize for that console. That's true. Again, their first party IP is already optimized for the Xbox. So yeah, that's why they keep saying, oh, well, they were able to put this game in 2 days and 4 days. Well, yeah, it's already optimized. You don't have to do a heck of a whole lot. So, if it's optimized, it's just going to go in, and then all you have to do is redo the you just hook it up to your dev kit, and it's like, oh, you have this much space, and then you can sit down and you quantify that real quick, and then you take it to your boss and you say, hey, we can add this in, and then you add it in. It doesn't take long. I mean, I agree with that. So somebody said something about the cloud. Oh yeah, cloud destruction. Yeah, well, we have to wait till next month. We should get some of that destruction. So and they got to show it, because Crackdown, that looked like ass. I mean, that's just the bottom line. It did not look good for that game. I do agree with Randall Thor. They got to show what it's all about next month. So, oh, Bear, I didn't know you changed your thing over there to your avatar to No Man's Sky. So the graphics on Horizon. Yeah, you may be. Graphically, Horizon is rivals Witcher. So graphically. So but yeah, I can, graphically it does. So so I was extremely impressed. Also, try to remember, Bear, that Guerrilla Games, that's the first time they did something like that. So yeah. Aloy is fine, but the graphics don't impress me. Yeah. I understand that though. I get, yeah, I understand Bear is not a big graphics guy. He's more of a gameplay guy. So, well, what did you think about the gameplay of Bear? Did you think it had good gameplay? Talking about Horizon Zero Dawn. So Dreamcast put Sega out of business. Yeah, it did. It hurt them pretty bad. So, but again, their number that I think they wanted to move was what, like 3 million in 18 months, and they didn't move. It was something like that. So it was some obscure number. So, well, other than Forza, I've not seen anything optimized yet. There are games that they are going to do, but they haven't shown them yet. You see what I'm saying? So since they haven't shown them yet, we don't know. But we know they're going to do Gears of War. That's going to be optimized. Gears 4, that is going to be optimized. That will be 4K native, high settings, I believe. So it's not like they're not going to do it. It's just, do they have, are you going to, and again, if you have an Xbox One S and this is what you're going to step into, it makes sense because you still got your library and you're going to get better optimization. You are. That's the truth. But how do you market that, though? So you have to show it to people. So that's all I'm saying. So, yeah, the news lost again. Yeah, Lost Legacy. I just saw that. So, yeah, the Uncharted Lost Legacy looks so good. Yeah, but it should Call of Duty because, again, it's coming out, almost a year and a half later. This is like the people bragging about the Xbox One X being more powerful than the Pro. Well, it should be because it is coming out a year later. So it being more powerful isn't that big a deal. So if they ain't got no games to push on it, that's a bigger deal to me. So a 1060, nah, it's not close to a 1060. Come on, bro. Even I know that. More like closer to the 480. Okay, closer to the 480, and when they've optimized some of the stuff, they've gotten it to 60, but 60 FPS. But if you want to, but nah, it ain't close to that 1060. More like that 480. So, come on now, 1060. That does a hell of a whole lot more. So, but I mean, it's closer to a 480 than anything. Maybe the 580. So, but still very good. But that's the problem, is that you see how the fact that you're having to say a built PC like a GTX 1060, that's the problem. I should not have to do that. Nobody here should have to do that. Microsoft has got to show and prove. Okay, they got to show it next to the Xbox S. They have to show the games running downsampled 1080p. That way people who have 1080p TVs say, oh, okay, I can go buy one. The games will look a little bit better. That's it. That's totally up to Microsoft, though. So, yeah, that's true. Horizon Zero Dawn, they only use about 30% of the GPU. So, yeah, they've not had one game come out ground up for the Pro, and they said they weren't. So I mean, so far they've kept their promise, but I think that's kind of where Sony is right now. They have to decide whether they want their first party guys to start possibly kitting. I think was it Death Stranding with Kojima? If anybody's going to push the Pro to the limit, I mean, like, take it to the limit, like the Eagles, one more time. If anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Kojima and his new studio. Because they'll have VR on it. They're going to have everything on Death Stranding. So we'll have to wait and see. But you should see a gradual improvement from anything with the Spider-Man game, the Days Gone. The game should steadily start to look a little bit better as those techs get their hands around the game, around the console. So the combat was redeeming. Story, man, voice act. Okay, yeah. Well, I agree with the facial expressions, but again, it was their own. It's their first time doing a game like that, though. So, Gradia Legends. The fact you've never played Witcher 3. I mean, come on, bro. You got to get on that Witcher 3. So, I agree. The Witcher 3 is the best. It's arguably the best game this generation. So, I mean, it's got top-notch voice acting. The animations are good. Even what's his name, Geralt, his beard will grow. I mean, that's crazy. So that's an unprecedented at that point. So wow, good for them. So you know, so yeah, but Witcher with mod, okay, yeah. Now I've heard nothing but great things about it. So the Uncharted is 1080p, so runs better. Yeah, looks and runs better than most 60. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. So Guerrilla Games is PS. I don't know what that means. That's PlayStation. Yeah, it is. It is. So yeah, it's too much salt. Yeah, I agree. It's not. It's not. Come on. They've already said it's comparative to a 480, and since it's what's that name? It's overclocked. I give it close to a 580. So, but that's not bad. I mean, again, the GPU is fine. I looked at a PC yesterday and I was talking to Kratos about this. They had an i5 in there, and they had the Radeon 480 in there. So, and I asked the guy, does it do 4K 30? And he said, yeah. And he said, and it does. I said, does it do 1080p or not 1080, 1440p at 60? He said, yeah. So, but it will have drops on some of the more demanding games, but nothing that's incriminating, is what he said. So, that's according to the guy at the PC store. The problem was that he wanted $1,000 for it, and you can build that PC. You can actually physically build that PC for close to $500. So yeah, they can kick rocks. So. Gears 4 for Xbox One X will be dynamic 4K. Well, in theory, it should be native 4K. But if it's dynamic 4K, that's another hit. I mean, that just means that all this stuff that these cats were talking, I'm talking about the fanboys, they need to just shut their mouths and let the console come out and be what it is. My point isn't about them, though, because, yeah, they're Jack Reacher. So I'm not worried about them. It's just, how is Microsoft going to market this thing? And without any without any type of visual medium, that could be an issue. So that can be an issue. So yeah, Bears, those Xbox fans are retarded. Yep. Now, Spartan, nobody's calling you a liar. I don't know if Witcher 3 is coming to the Switch. I do know Skyrim is, and Skyrim is cool too. So, yeah, Switch can't run Witcher 3. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it might. I mean, doesn't Switch have 1 terabyte? So it should be able to, or something like that. Whatever that thing is, 1 T-flop. So I don't have any idea what a T-flop is. So. Xbox is the fanboy. I don't disagree with that. Yeah, they got some issues. A shout out to my boy Jay Fonzarelli. He did a good 10, 12-minute video yesterday on some of the problems that Xbox is having. And so, I mean, again, it's not people. I don't think people. The problem is that people, they just want to buy it because it's on the Xbox. They don't care that people that criticize it. They're saying they're haters. It's bad. I mean, it's just really, really bad for them right now. I'm talking about the fanboys, not the guy. I mean, I have an Xbox, and I'm not like that. So J-Dub has an Xbox. He's not like that. Supersonic, Iron Wolf, he's not like that. So, so you all, that's what I'm saying. You all got to choose your aggregates of information better. That's all. That's all you got to do, but that's up to you all. So, yeah, same. Yeah, I don't blame you. If you don't care about the benefits of the 4K TV for the Pro or even the Xbox One S, you just kind of like shrug your shoulders and you just keep playing. So, yeah, Scalebound was tough. I mean, they're not going to live Scalebound down. They might as well just they ain't going to never live it down. So, so it can't run on Switch. That's what I thought. But again, guys, I just wanted to speak on that issue of it's not a matter of people bashing the Xbox. People have legit questions on how they're going to market it. The only way I see them marketing it is they're going to have to put 3 TVs out, show you the game on the Xbox X, show on a 4K TV, show you the same game on a 1080p TV. So that way they can show you the downsampling. and then show it on the Xbox One S, but and put that on a 4K TV. So that's what they're going to have to do, and then that way we have a medium to compare it to. That's the best thing they're going to. That's what they have to do. I mean, that's how bad Crackdown hurt them. And somebody said yesterday, they put the crack down. So it's bad. I mean, I'm not saying that to be funny. That's the only way this thing is going to shake loose. I mean, if not, $500 is too goddamn much money, man. That's a lot of damn money. So, I mean, and that you can get a good 4K TV if you want to say people are going to buy more 4K TVs. Yeah. But, they're going to make a choice. Either they're going to buy the 4K TV or the Xbox One X. And I think the 4K TV is going to win 100 out of 100 times. So, and then the Xbox One S will sell more because you can be like, oh, we get a 4K Blu-ray player. We can get if you want to play a game, the TV does the upscaling for you. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm not downing the X. They're going to have to show us why in the world it's going to be better on that. So, so that's it. Pro's better value, based on the fact that, yeah, I could see why at $399. Yeah, and that's the main selling point of the Pro, the price. That the Pro's price can't be beat. $399 for what you're getting is good. That's a good value. I do agree with that. So, your RX 580, yeah. I wasn't calling it an R9, yeah. Well, what I mean. Radeon, I think it's the 7th or 8th generation, something like that. So, y'all know what I mean. So, yeah, as long as the game runs, yeah, that's all you can care about. So, don't get no CE code like I got on my Ghost Recon game. So, be taking that back. So, yeah, you got to, yeah, as long as, Bear's right. If you buy the game, it can, if it doesn't run good, it doesn't matter what the game looks like. So I totally understand that. So still one of my favorite games of this day is Lunar Lander. And I don't know if you are probably too young for that shit, but Lunar Lander, you had to type in how far something was and then how you were going to land. It was a puzzle game, but they need to bring games like that back. So I think that'd be pretty cool. So to get away free, they may do that, Ryan. They're gonna have to do something. So I mean, even if it's 1 month free, to me they need to give away a game. Okay, just take your pick. They could bundle a game with it. I think that would be so much better. They could have said, Gears of War. I mean, but again, what if you already got that game? And that's the thing, is that you got to look at it try to look at this like you're already in the Xbox ecosystem, okay? And you already have whatever. You have 12 physical games and 14 digital games. And, they're going to have to explain how everything is going to transfer over, which is fine. But if you already have 12 physical games, you're in pretty good shape. And then they're going to give you, say, $120 for your 2 gig or whatever, $140 for your 2 gigabyte Xbox One S. You can then get up out of the store at a GameStop or whatever, Target, Best Buy, something like that. Wherever you go, you may be able to get out of that store for like $300 and what if you're able to get out of the store at $349? Just ask yourself that. Okay? Just ask yourself that. Hey, look, we'll be able to get out of this store at $349. So, and that may move enough people. You see what I'm saying? That's kind of the way I'm looking at it. Like, they're going to have to do at least $140 to $150 for the Xbox One S. I'm talking about 2 terabyte trade-in. So I'm hoping, and look, I'm wanting the thing to succeed. I'm not going to buy one, but at $350, and I keep my same gaming library. Now we can talk. Okay, at least at that point, you can get me to sit down and talk to you, because that's just me though, and I'm cheap. So because I can wait, I can keep my Xbox One S. I can wait a year or two for the games to come out, according to Phil Spencer, and then I can buy it for $350 anyway. So, I mean, I already know that. Now, it's just a matter of, I get it, though. There's people, especially in electronics, you want the latest, greatest thing. Like J-Dub was saying, my boy J-Dub was saying last night. You know, he's buying one because it's the latest thing. That's different than buying one because he really wants it. You see what I'm saying? That's a big difference in consumer. Somebody who really wants it is different than somebody who is buying it, you know, for that. It's just like going to see, I don't know, I saw Spider-Man opening weekend. So Spider-Man opening weekend, I'm different than a guy who's going to wait 3 weeks and go see it on a Wednesday. We're still watching the same movie. So $4.3 billion. Xbox division made $1 billion. Yeah, they made $1 billion. So it's the services. Games with Gold, you guys were mentioning that. Xbox Live, you know, all that stuff. Xbox Gaming Pass, all that stuff is EA. You know, EA Access. All that stuff is services, and that's where Microsoft's making most of their money. Now, their hardware did not sell a whole lot. That's down. That they did lose money on the hardware, but they did make up for it. All in all, they made $1 billion. That's not bad. Okay, that's not bad for a division that pretty much lost its ass, you know, 4 years ago. So, I mean, again, but my point again is not their money issues, because what people end up doing ultimately is they say Microsoft has more money than this. Yeah, but Xbox does not share in all that money. They're just a division of Microsoft. So, you know, it is what it is. So, yeah, Microsoft making a lot of money. So, and yeah, Xbox Live, that's just from Live. Well, Live will never be free. I can tell you that right now, because they're charging for the they're charging because you're using some of their servers. Now, what I think is bullshit is that a lot of these companies now, like Bethesda, they have their own servers, and Microsoft is charging you to use those servers, but that's because those companies are charging Microsoft. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's part of being a consumer. So, too many licenses. Yeah, they do have a whole lot. You know, I'm not, look, Microsoft CEO, we said this last night, their CEO wants that company to be service-based. That part of the company, they want it to be service-based. So that's what you're going to get. So there's nothing wrong with that, but ultimately you guys have got to know that and then understand why they're damage controlling. So, you know, because it's because they're running out of time. I've always said the light is at the end. They can see the light at the end of the tunnel. So, but maybe if you buy an Xbox One X, they'll give you a 1 month of all your service. They may say all your services are free for 1 month if you get an Xbox One X. You know what I'm saying? They can do something. So, yeah, that's why you're getting charged, because companies, yeah, they've always done that. You know, so. You know, that's just the way it is. Yeah, that's it. Xbox Live needs to be free. Yeah, like I said, it's not happening. Any other questions? I just want to double check. But yeah, that thing's not. Yeah. So, but understand, if downsampling was so good, then why didn't we see any downsampling at E3? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so that's kind of my point. But we'll have to wait and see. But the marketing issues they have is because they're trying to push a visual medium, and the only way they can do that is for us to see it. So that's just, I mean, and that's not me throwing shade or throwing hate or saying Xbox this, Xbox that. That's just the reality of the situation. And it doesn't matter, because Sony ran into the same thing with the Pro. And like I said, the Pro, that's why they showed the games running on it. BioWare, Sony didn't come out there and say the Mass Effect Andromeda was going to look A, B, and C. BioWare came out and said that, okay? So, I mean, Infinity Ward came out and said, oh, no, we're going to be able to do this. Look at the game now. So that's different. That's the moment everybody is waiting for with Microsoft, and that hasn't happened yet. Doesn't mean it won't. But what Sony was trying to say to people is, look at these third-party developers we have here. We have the Call of Duty developer. We've got the Mass Effect developer. And that's what they were trying to say. So that's it. I mean, they were just sending out a subliminal message. So, But I think they want. I think they'll sell in the first year of Xbox X. I think they'll sell close to 2 million. I think that'd be good. You know, maybe a little over 2 million. So, but maybe, you know, but we have to wait and see. We have to wait and see. Meanwhile, do not get into a pissing contest with their fanboys. I mean, shout out to Zaire, because you all need to go and listen to that podcast he did yesterday. I think it was Xbox Beast Fire Mode. Just listen to that podcast. I mean, you can hear the desperation in their voice, you know, and their voice is saying that, you know, they got to start doing something now. It's time to show and prove. I mean, that's coming out of that podcast. So shout out to that podcast. That's no diss on the people in the podcast, but, you know, for the cats who are saying A, B, and C, they understand it. Now, these were the fanboys and, you know, the guys who normally do the damage controlling. So you all need to, you can listen to that podcast and you'll be like, oh, because I listened to it this morning. And it was a good podcast. I mean, really, there's a marketing issue with that console, and it's got nothing. The price is bad. I mean, this is they've already shot themselves, I think, in the foot with the price. But even to overcome that, maybe if they show something visually this comparative, not to the Pro. Forget about the Pro. That train has left the station. It has lapped you 3 times. So you have to show something adjacent with the Xbox S. That's your last. That's it. That's your Hail Mary. That's what you're going to have to do. Now, again, that's just my thoughts on the situation. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. But I'm going to go ahead and sign off and get on up out of here. Hit the like button, hit the dislike button if you don't. But leave your comments in the comment section. So what do you, if Microsoft came to you and said, we got this brand new console, we've already got the price out, how do we market this to the masses that are out there? So this like, rate, and subscribe, you know, sub if you haven't yet. If you have sub, I appreciate the sub. But I appreciate it, guys. I'm going to bounce on out of here. And everybody just stay cool, stay frosty. And I'm going to lay down, and I got to take this thing back to the red box. So, all right, I will talk to you guys later. Peace.